Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Hightop Sports. Happy Saturday to all of you out there today. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. As I sit here on this beautiful, sunny afternoon, as much as I want football to happen, I'm trying to appreciate the days leading up to it. You know what I'm saying? And look, with EA Sports dropping in just a few days, I think we'll be able to relax and settle in for a bit. Some of us, I know those Gator fans are just ready for some pads to be smacking, and I feel you on that one. But with EA Sports dropping, there's a ton of news surrounding it, so we got to talk about it. They gave some ratings out for DJ Lagway. We get some gameplay of Miami versus Florida, which is exciting. And then DJ Lagway had an interview with Pete Nakos, fantastic article, kind of talking about his, what's going into this, headed into this season. I find it pretty cool because we typically don't get interviews like this from freshman players because the spotlight one isn't usually this big or hasn't been this big for Florida in quite some time. Just what DJ brings to the table, obviously being Gatorade Player of the Year. He was at the EPSIs, so he's open for these types of interviews, right? Because he's big time. Sat down with Cam Newton. Like, this is what we're dealing with. I mean, the guy is a full-blown celebrity, and especially in the world of NIL, the rules are completely different than what they've ever been. So we're getting an early access that we typically wouldn't get, and I think it's really cool. So we're going to go over that interview there. But like I said, EA Sports is dropping in just a few days. That's going to be the first order of business. Mr. DJ Lagway getting an 80 overall rating. Think it's healthy? I mean, what do I sit here and I think about it. We argue about these lists that come out from EA Sports. They're giving the top offenses they believe. They're getting the top defenses. I was like, these lists are starting to carry more weight than any experts are going to come out and say, right? This is what we're going to use to justify our conversations and arguments until we're actually playing on the field. They're going to come out with their projections next week after SEC Media Day of who thinks going to finish what, how, and whatsoever. But when this game comes out, and we're able to see which players that EA Sports feels is the best, that's what we're going to ride with for a month and a half. That just is what it is. It's fun. It's different. It's something we've never had, right? And, I mean, we had it obviously back in the day, but nowhere near to what this is. This is going to be absolutely insane. Obviously, the game's going to go up and down depending on how the season goes and affect their rating, which is really cool, just like it does in the pros. Very awesome, cool stuff there. Dylan Raiola also got an 80. I think DJ should got an 81. But look, we're splitting hairs here. I do want to take a look at this, though. The gameplay's sick. But it's also like it got me fired up, and I know it's just a game. But this is how realistic it is. I'm watching it, and I'm like, yo, this could be us come August 31st. 3rd and 6, 14-3, Jason Marshall. To the house, baby. To the house. Goes up 21-3 with a minute left in the second. Like that could be... You know what I'm saying? Like, it puts me in the vibe. It puts me in the zone. Like, look how this looks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we're there. Like, that's what's going to make this so exciting. Like, look, I feel like I'm watching it on TV. You know what I'm saying? I cannot wait to shoot this thing. We're going to be streaming this, obviously, all next week, especially on Friday and Tuesday morning. All those good things. It's going to be fantastic stuff. But I saw this, and I was like, I got to share it. Of course, obviously, getting a pick six on Miami off of Cam Ward, Jason Marshall, 5-star cornerback. Expecting big things out of him. You see him there being patient. Look at that great sit on it. Get on it. Love that. User pick. Give me that, baby. So, good stuff there. I wanted to share that with you guys because I thought it was fun. It had me fired up. Hopefully, the excitement goes for you. I know we got some older audiences that watch the show. You may be going, what the hell, show? It's a video game. Look, man, it's... You know what I'm saying? It's good time stuff. It's fun stuff. Let's talk about DJ Lagway. Obviously, had his interview here. This quote that I have right here is kind of what has everybody fired up. This is what everyone really took from the article was this main concept of, Billy's got us thinking we got our back against the wall and everybody's hating us. Coach Napier has prepared us, and we all have that chip on our shoulder because we feel like we're being disrespected this year. So we're all going to go out there and do our thing, take care of business, and come out victorious. I want to believe that was a shout out to Florida Victorious there at the end. Probably not, but that's what I'm going to roll with there. But look, this is the first. We heard Jason Marshall last year say we're going to shock the world. We've heard guys saying we're prepared. We hear what's happened. We try to ignore the noise. That's kind of been the narrative coming from the camp, right? From the Shamar James, from the Graham Mertz. I'm sure we'll hear a little bit more of it next week as well. It'll be interesting to see what they say. Kind of funny, DJ gets the first to the mic, right? Given the circumstances that he's in currently. But I could be wrong here, but this is the first time I feel like, hey, Billy's got us prepared in the sense that we've got a chip on our shoulder, right? He's creating that I almost said it. That Gator mentality of like, hey, everybody thinks we're not shit. All right. And I feel like we've talked about that. That's where Billy has lacked, is creating that killer instinct, that killer mindset. We've played a little lethargic. And although the guys are motivated, and we hear the motivation, this is the notch I feel like we've been missing. So it was great to hear DJ say that, and I know people obviously gonna love that. Now, what's really cool too is something, you know, we ask players when they come on our show, hey, who's gonna be the surprise player of the year? I always think that's interesting for us. We gave Swolder a hard time because he picked Derek Wingo for his guy. Austin Barber also picked Derek Wingo. So we love hearing their different perspectives from the players, right? Because I see them day in and day out. We don't see them like that. He asked Lagway, hey, who do you think is going to be, you know, impressive? He goes, you know, who really surprised me? He's a heck of a player. I've always thought he was a heck of a player. Jiah Davis, 3-star, I think cornerback, right? Or is he wide receiver? I forgot. I think he's a cornerback. Safety. Okay. Safety, a 3-star safety, mind you, that committed last year, 6', 196. I remember, actually, you know what? I remember him because he committed while I was with my aunt. My little nephew came on there, was fired up for the Jiah Davis commitment. So cool there to see him talk about Jiah Davis like that and give him a shout out. Again, just a little bit of insight. We've been kind of in the cold for the last couple of months here. Haven't heard much of anything because there's no practice. There's nothing we can really see. So that was that first taste of like, yeah, here's somebody who's doing really.
Santa Fe versus Honda Passport.
Sorry about that. A little interruption there with the music there. So, look, I loved hearing about Jiah Davis. Real quick, though, give a shout out to our sponsorship here today at BetterHelp. Hightop Sports is brought to you by BetterHelp. When life goes by fast, it's important to take a moment to celebrate your wins and make adjustments for the rest of the year. Therapy can help you take stock of your progress and set achievable goals for the next 6 months. We talked about this the other day on the show, right? It's a fantastic time. We like to vent. We like to complain, especially being Gator fans. We go through a lot, all right? Maybe you need somebody to talk to, not just about football, but in life. BetterHelp is there to do that. Also, fun fact, I saw a commercial with Tom Brady and BetterHelp. They synced up. So essentially, we're like the Tom Brady of Gator football. Like, how cool is that? I'm not saying that Tom and I are the same, but if we sat next to each other, there probably wouldn't be much of a difference. Like, you'd be like, who's who? You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty cool there that he's with BetterHelp and so are we. I thought that was pretty sick. So be sure to go check out BetterHelp. It's convenient. It's affordable. It's able to go to your schedule. It's fantastic. Take a little test. They sign up a therapist or a coach that is perfect for you. So go check them out. Take a moment, visit betterhelp.com/hightop today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP/hightop. So the last little bit here that I want to go over too is, look, and this is something that I always talk about that I'm always intrigued by, is how they take care of themselves. And look, this is what Lagway even spoke to. He said, look, being a professional on and off the field with nutrition, with taking care of your body, doing the extra little things, that's what's going to separate the good from the great. And obviously there's a lot of great players in college and a lot of good players in college. Little things that going to separate the good from the great. I'm just really diving deep into that. And that I always ask when players come on, like, hey, how's your eating habit? I always find that very fascinating because he's 100% right. That's how you're going to separate yourself. A lot of these guys are great at throwing the football, aren't good at throwing the football, understanding the game, but longevity. The Tom Brady's, the LeBrons, how have they been able to perform at greatness for so long? It's how you take care of your body. And I'm a nerd when it comes to that. That's something we've obviously talked about on the show with the new nutrition hire is, obviously with Tyler Miles stepping into strength and conditioning. We looked at that data. We looked at how much weight he's put on, right? DJ Lagway, and the weight, what it was all just muscle mass, but he lost weight. Great numbers there. All those things are huge. And to, obviously stepping up his game. He also gives a shout out to Ryan O'Hara. He goes, look, I trust the development. Coach Napier and O'Hara, the QB coach, I know what they're doing, and you've seen it in Anthony Richardson, you're seeing it in Graham Mertz. I'm excited to be the next one. Just continue to be developed by those guys. It's definitely going to transpire on the field. Again, this article by Pete Nakos here from On3. So a lot of great stuff, getting that insight from DJ Lagway, and he even talks about kind of taking over, right? Like, hey, you're supposed to be the savior of Florida football in this sense, and we all, put that tag on him, as he should be, or as we hope he is. And he's like, look, I'm just doing my part. Right now, Graham's the guy. I love learning behind him. I practice and I train as if I am starting, as everyone should say. So we are ready to go. But, we'll see how all of that plays out. Again, we talked about on the show the other day, he has to be that Tim Tebow aspect to Chris Lee, where he's coming into plays, he's coming in packages, he has to be prepared, and be comfortable with this team so he can take it to the next level. We do not see DJ Lagway. We see him more than Max Brown. We're gonna see a ton of DJ Lagway. I would be shocked if we didn't. Look, Billy's got a lot riding. It's gonna be on DJ Lagway. So he's got to make sure that he plugs and chugs that boy on in there. But fantastic article. Article was fantastic to be able to hear from DJ Lagway during the summer, in the middle of July, to get that taste of it again, because he was able to go to the ESPYs for winning the National Gatorade Player of the Year, which is awesome. Obviously, being in the Gatorade commercial, just a lot of the hype behind this young man going into this season is absolutely berserk. It's insane. With the game coming out in 4 days, I think we'll have a nice little step back. But not unfortunately, but we have also SEC Media Days, which is going to create like another, some more hectic and craziness. So we've got that. We'll see you guys on Monday. Look, next week is going to be a banger. All right, so just kind of give you a timeline real quick. Monday, we're going to have our normal show. It's going to be a little bit later on in the afternoon. Tuesday is the release of the game. I'll be playing Tuesday morning and Tuesday night. Wednesday is our show. Fantastic stuff. We've got Georgia players, 19 more Georgia players that got arrested that we got to talk about. Obviously, SEC Media Days. Billy speaks on Wednesday. I don't know. Again, I say this every time. Billy watches this show, okay? I know he doesn't make his schedule for when he's supposed to speak, but I guarantee you to go, hey, if there's a day that you would like to talk, when would it be? He said Wednesday. So we have something to talk about on Wednesday. I'm not saying that that's the case, but I'm saying that's the case. So Wednesday is going to be a nuts show because we're going to have all of SEC Media Days to talk about and how that plays out. And then Thursday, Friday, we'll go back to playing more of the games. So if you guys want to be involved with that and a part of that, we'll start rolling out that dynasty season that we plan on getting into. But you know what to do. Smash the like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. We're like 30 away, I think, from 21,000 subs. Let's get there, boys and girls. Peace and love, baby.